Alright, in the next few minutes, we will discuss consumer rights. So let's begin. Have you ever walked into a store and then bought something and later realized it wasn't what you expected? Or maybe you paid for a service that didn't deliver what was promised? Well, you are not alone. And that's exactly why consumer rights exist. A well-informed consumer is an empowered one. Knowing your rights is the first step to protecting yourself from unfair trade practices and ensuring you get what you pay for. So, who exactly is a consumer? The Consumer Protection Act 2019 defines a consumer as anyone who buys goods, whether paid in full, in part, or through a payment plan, or anyone who uses or benefits from goods bought by someone else with their approval, or anyone who hires or avails services, again whether paid in full, in part, or through deferred payment, or anyone who benefits from services hired by another person, again with approval of that person. So basically, if you buy or use a product or service, you are a consumer, and that means you are protected under the law. So which law we are talking about? We are talking about the Consumer Protection Act 2019. This act guarantees 6 essential rights to ensure fair trade and protect consumers from exploitation. So let's break them down. The first right available to you as a consumer is right to safety. You have the right to be protected from dangerous or hazardous products and services that could harm your health, life, or property. This means manufacturers must ensure their products are safe for consumers. The second right included in this act is the right to be informed. Have you ever seen an ad that makes big promises but doesn't deliver? Of course, it is a familiar thing for you, but well, that's illegal. Consumers have the right to know everything about a product, its quality, quantity, price, ingredients, and risks. No misleading claims are allowed. And that's why this right is labeled as right to be informed. To be informed about what? About the product, its quality, quantity, price, ingredients, and risks involved. The third right you have is the right to choose. You have the right to choose from a variety of products and services at fair prices. Companies can't force you into buying something by creating a monopoly or using unfair tactics. Fourth right you have as a consumer is right to be heard. If you have got a complaint, your voice matters. Consumers have the right to be heard by manufacturers, service providers, and regulators. Your grievances must be acknowledged and addressed. Right to seek redressal is the next right available to you as a consumer. If you have been treated, whether by a faulty product, false advertising, or poor service, you have the right to seek compensation. This could mean a refund, replacement, or even damages for harm caused. The last but not the least right included in this act is the right to consumer education. We all know that knowledge is power, and that's why consumers have the right to be educated about their rights and responsibilities through awareness campaigns, consumer helplines, and legal initiatives. The more you know, the harder it is to be misled. Now, what if a company refuses to resolve your complaint? In that case, the Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission come in. So what is it? CDRCs, called Consumer Disputes Redressal Commissions, is part of the Act, has been instituted by the Act. The Consumer Protection Act 2019 has set up 3 levels of consumer courts to handle disputes. The National Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission, which deals with high-value cases and appeals from state commissions. Second, the State Consumer Disputes Redressal Commissions. These commissions handle cases of moderate monetary value and appeals from district commissions. Third, District Consumer Disputes Redressal Commissions resolve cases at the local level, ensuring justice is accessible to all. The NCDRC, that is National Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission. National Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission functions as a quasi-judicial commission. Remember, this is very important for you. The NCDRC, that is the National Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission, functions as a quasi-judicial commission, ensuring consumer grievances are addressed fairly and efficiently. But wait, who actually makes your companies follow the rules? That's the job of the Central Consumer Protection Authority. So what is CCPA, or the Central Consumer Protection Authority? The CCPA is responsible for protecting and enforcing consumer rights nationwide, cracking down on unfair trade practices and false advertising, making sure businesses stick to fair and ethical practices. And to keep these things transparent, state commissions must report to the central government every 3 months. What is the duration? 3 months. And in this duration, whatever happened about vacancies, pending cases, and resolutions must be updated every 3 months. So, at the end of the day, consumer rights matter because they ensure fairness, transparency, and accountability in the marketplace. The Consumer Protection Act 2019 has made it easier than ever for consumers to fight back against fraud, misleading ads, and poor services. But laws alone aren't enough. We know this. It's up to us as consumers to stay informed, raise our voices, and demand fairness. So, next time you make a purchase, remember you have rights, and using them makes the marketplace safer and fairer for everyone.